one of these days I'm going to learn that if a movie comes out in theaters and Peacock on the same day, just see it on Peacock. What's going on, my YouTubers, subscribers, horror movie fans? Like, hope you guys are having a great start to your weekend, because we got a brand new horror movie to end off the month of October, and it is Five Nights at Freddy's. The movie based off of the video game, the cult classic video game that I never played, don't know shit about it. I really don't know enough about the lore of Five Nights at Freddy to really be like, this matches up perfectly. This movie killed it. Just basing it as a movie. And as a movie, is it good? Let's say it's okay. One half of the movie is just super jump scares that you just like, oh, jump scares. You gotta love them. The other half of the movie is trying to be this like kind of deeper psychological, like I just feel like the last half of the movie was like so much fan service that I'm not a fan of it. I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm just kind of just like, what is even happening? What the fuck? Like I said, if you are a diehard Five Nights at Freddy fan, this movie might be right up your alley. This movie might make you be like, it was the best horror movie of the year. We got it right. Yeah. Everybody else gonna just be like, what's the Five Nights at Freddy? What's that? The pros and cons why I believe that Five Nights at Freddy's in theaters and on Peacock tomorrow. Yeah, if you gotta kind of think about which one you should, where you should see it at, then you already know the answer. Here's why. Adding in the movie, I'm not looking up no one's names. Okay, the main dude we're following, he's okay. You can tell he's kind of damaged as shit because of the backstory and the baggage he's carrying and he's got to deal with. And now you got a stack on top of these animatronic killer robot shit fucking with him and stuff like that. Like, he pulled off the type of person that's like, I'm just so over this shit. But he was like the kind of best one. Everybody else, there was a little girl in the movie too. She was special. And take what you will with that. As far as the animatronics go, like the animatronics, they didn't talk or just like that, but the animatronics, they didn't look good. Like, if that was like CGI, that was some real spot on CGI. Or if that was like an actual like mechanical robot prop that they made for the movie and polished it with CGI, that looked great. So at least Freddy Fazbear and crew, they look creepy and cool. It's good with that. Plot movie, more or less. Okay, the plot, I can more or less sum it up is that you got my man who's security guard shit, and he's working nights at Freddy Fazbear Pizzeria, shit like that. It's a rundown Chuck E. Cheese, knockoff Chuck E. Cheese. A lot of kids disappeared and died, and it's all surrounding that place shit. So now it's like he's gotta stay there for 5 nights and watch over this abandoned pizzeria, but watch out for the animatronics because weird things be happening. And then it's like getting deeper and deeper and more shit that I'm just like, I know it's part of the lore, like it's part of the lore. So just know that you got a security guard, he's watching cameras and shit and watching out for the killer robots. That's it. For the movie, like I said, Freddy Fazbear and crew, they do look good. I give it that. I'm just so worried, like when I first heard that they're making this movie and it's like, oh, see Freddy Fazbear and the robots, shit like that, you're worried. Is it gonna be CGI? Is it gonna look fake? It's gonna look like, this is bullshit. It's been like the 5th thing wrong with this movie, but the killer robots, they looked pretty good. Like I said, they looked good. I'll give it that. Just saying, like when I saw Freddy Fazbear, I'm like, this is why I stayed out of the showroom at Chuck E. Cheese when I was 8 years old, because those animatronics they freaked me out. It's kind of like where my pros kind of end. Like I said, I'm watching this as a straight up moviegoer, like as your average movie fan that never seen shit about Five Nights at Freddy. I'm just like, there's so much things happening. There's like Easter eggs and, you know, call outs and shout outs, shit like that. Like when the movie was over, there was like a crow people in my back row just like clapping like this fucking Avengers Endgame. I'm glad they had a good time. They just showed me that, yeah, people who are a fan of Five Nights at Freddy might like really get a kick out of this. They might be like, this is the movie we always wanted. Yes. But like just regular folks were just like, what? There's a lot of things that happen that just like why? I'm kind of spoiling it, but okay, whatever. Who cares? If you're watching it, you don't care. I'm spoiling it. Here you go. I guess there were ghost kids in the animatronic suits. They're not suits, robots. There were ghost kids in the robot animatronics and shit. Why they got in there? Like, I guess the movie explained why, but it's kind of like why. I know there's like deeper lore shit explaining why, because there's like another entity that's controlling the animatronic shit like that, and that's supposed to lead down this rabbit hole. That rabbit hole leads down a deeper rabbit hole, and I'm just like, I'm probably not gonna care long enough to even just bore about it. It's scary. No, like I said, it's jump scares. First half of the movie, just like jump scares. It's jump scare, boo, jump scare. You go. Second half of the movie just pretty much turned into like what I could consider like grade C poltergeist. I was like, oh well, I guess it's over. At the end of the day, Five Nights at Freddy was a horror movie that did knock my socks off. I don't think it's the worst horror movie I've seen this year, but I definitely feel like definitely has an audience. I might not be part of that audience because I just thought that it was just a typical, just regular horror movie, like something that could have came right on Hulu, but it's on Peacock, so that checks out. Freddy and crew, they look good, but the acting in the movie was just subpar. The plot of the movie was kind of like, okay, whatever. For the average moviegoer, I'm gonna say that Five Nights at Freddy is definitely a 4 out of 10, which is probably just okay. Five Nights at Freddy is officially in theaters and in Peacock tomorrow. You're gonna see it, you're not gonna see it, type below, let me know, talk about it, and yes, enjoy your trick-or-treat, enjoy your Halloween. We made it. See you next time. As always, subscribe. Until next time.